Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Thursday, June 17th, 2021. I want to talk about some of the things in the headlines, including the shooting reported in the Phoenix area, or should I say the 8 shootings. They said there were 8 shootings in the West Valley of Phoenix today. Talk more about that. Going to talk about Israel striking Gaza again today. We're going to talk about how all these stories come together in the very simple code of letters and numbers that is Gematria. We're going to talk about the latest Daredevil to die on a kill date. Beginning of 2020, it was the Rocket Man, Mike Hughes. It's the same type of date. We'll talk about that. Again, if you're new here, Gematria, the number 4 and the number 44 are associated with death. Today has 44 numerology. Daredevil's 44. The man who died today is surname Harville, 44. Words like shootinger, 44. Military's 44. Israel's 44. Kills 44. On this 44 date, all of these things prominent in the headlines. And again, when you learn this code, you see how day after day there are very repetitive patterns. Joe Biden, whose name equals 44, who was the vice president to number 44, signing historic legislation today, the first new federal holiday created since 1986. Been 35 years. Get the joke with Catholic Joe, number 46. Remember, Catholic equals 35 forwards, 46 in reverse. JFK was the only Catholic president, number 35, killed at age 46. Biden becomes the second Catholic president, number 46, elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday and sworn in on the 35th day of his age. And the last holiday was MLK Day, who died in the big Jesuit ritual on the 95th day in the year of 68. 3 days before the Club of Rome was established. But again, Jesuit Joe, the Jesuits, the Catholic Church, gave us the calendar, the language behind these rituals every single day, again with the simple practice of Gematria. But we'll talk more about that. And the latest 56 coronavirus story, Chris Paul with the Phoenix Suns, who just advanced to the Western Conference Finals, first time in the playoffs in 11 years. The Sun, its 11-year cycle, as we learn about in our science books. But again, we had the Suns in the Western Conference Finals before the season began because they are the only team in the league that has a true gematria of 56, and 56 is just dominating the world of news and sports in the time of coronavirus. But again, if you're new here, the 4 base ciphers, the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. The most pure is the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, where Phoenix Suns is 56. In that same cipher, coronavirus is 56, COVID vaccines 56, big face of the pandemic, Anthony Fauci 56, Washington, D.C. 56, the land of the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus 56, who are behind all this. But Chris Paul, he's also got the May 6th, 5-6 birthday, and he's going through the COVID protocol. More big drama for the NBA playoffs, where it stands for nothing but actors, and that's all it is. And it's embarrassing that people still fall for it. But we're going to talk about all these stories and more, including Bill Gates' 5 books for summer, with 2 of the titles being Under a White Sky and another being Lights Out, which goes with the big theme we've been talking about. But let's start here with the Phoenix area shootings. They're saying 8 shootings in the latest headline. 8 shootings, 4 shots. Arizona 84, Jesuit 84, United States of America 84. Anyhow, today's date, it's the one day a month that has the 44-64 date numerology. This month it's also 28, plus it's the 17th of the month. Notice how all those numbers, 28, 44, 64, and the 17th of the month, notice how they all connect to the word kill in Gematria. Gematria is as simple as A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z, the 26th letter is 26. That's where kill equals 44. If you use the rules of numerology, kill is 17. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Z is 1 back to A is 26. Z is 1 back to A is 26. Kills 64. And if you run it in reverse, the rules of numerology, kills 28. As we'll get to, the Daredevil who died today is 28 years old. The Daredevil who died February 20th, 2020. Or February 22nd, 2020. Mike Hughes, he was 64. Getting the last 2 Daredevils to be in the headlines, and again, Daredevil equals 44. But anyhow, in this case, shooting is 44, so is execution, so is kill. This shooting comes 4 days after the Suns clinched their spot in the Western Conference Finals. I had this post out about that before they updated it with 4 shots. Now they're saying 4 shots in 8 separate shootings. The area West Valley has gematria of 144 and 54 like Jesuit order. Again, that's who's behind all this. And keep in mind the sun's just closed out on the day, leaving 201 days left in the year, the other big Jesuit number, after doing the Event 201 or Project 201 stadium renovation for where the Suns play. But they're saying at least one person is dead and a dozen hurt after 8 shootings in West Valley area of Metro Phoenix. And consider that today's date numerology also has a 19 in it. Chaos equals 19. 19 is the 8th prime number. 8 shootings on the 19 date numerology. Chaos 19. Phoenix equals 91. The Phoenix represents the order out of chaos. Jesuit motto, order out of chaos. And again, also today, attacks from Israel on Gaza. Look at Israel's gematria in the base ciphers. 64, 28, 44, just like the date numerology today. 64, 44, 28. We always use the same consistent methods. Document the same thing every single month. This type of date comes up once a month. Remember, Israel, Zion, military, soldier, infantry, trooper, officer. All those words are equal 44. All military related. And again, just fitting day for the Israeli military to be in the headlines. News by the numbers all day, every day. That's how 9/11 is, the launch of the wars after 9/11, Patriot Act, the Patriots in the Super Bowl, all this stuff. It's perfect ritual. Living out the script. And then again, Daredevil. Alex Harville dead after horrifying crash. He's trying to clear a 350-foot one jump. It's the 26th triangular number. But that's another topic. But anyhow, he was only 28 years old. Dead on this date with the 28-44-64 kill numerology, the 17th of the month. Harville has gematria 44 like Daredevil. 44 like Daredevil. He died at the Moses Lake Air Show. It's actually here in Washington State. That has gematria of 193, the 44th prime. Another pairing we see all the time. 193, the 44th prime. And yeah, they said he was a very well-trained stuntsman, and this was a big surprise. And it just makes me wonder, did somebody tamper with his bike? You know, was his bike not tuned up how he expected it to be? It didn't hit the jump quite hard enough. Came up just short. You know, I mean, things can go wrong. And perhaps, you know, this could be the organic side of the code. This could be the organic side. If you're a daredevil, you might not want to be doing your tricks on the kill date each month. I mean, that's another possible theory that, you know, things line up this way each month because this is the way the world operates. Possible theory. But to me, based on a lot of the news we get and how contrived it is and all the things we've documented, to me it seems that there's more than just organic gematria going on. It's not to say that this couldn't be organic, but it is strange that the last time we were talking about a Daredevil dead in the news, and they were using Daredevil then as well. Daredevil, Mad Mike Hughes, dead at 64. That was February 22nd, 2020. Date was 64, 44, and 28 numerology. And he died exactly 28 weeks after the release of the film about him, Rocket Man. Today we're talking about 28-year-old Daredevil, you know. Film was released on a deadly date. Daredevil's also 163, the 38th prime. Film about him released on the date with 38 numerology. And yeah, just even other stuff they put in here, just coding the same numbers. But yeah, 28 weeks after the release, you know. First time I've seen a headline about a dead Daredevil, but same pattern on the 44, 64, 28 date. And just more evidence of why you need to see the ciphers forwards backwards. Despite what I show every day, people always have the same questions. Why do you just show those 4 ciphers? Well, I don't just show those 4, but I call these the base ciphers. When you have this system, the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, you see how these stories put before our eyes every day come together too perfectly every day. So you start using too many more ciphers, people will say, oh, it's just a coincidence. What I show, I think, is a very logical and rational approach to studying this research, understanding that the occultists, they are into the law of reversals. Aleister Crowley, who wrote a lot about gematria, wrote about doing things forwards and backwards. Again, all of my clues at this research came from studying what was out there. We looked at it this way and we said, look at how it all comes together. Manly P. Hall hints at some ciphers. Cannot think of the other lady who wrote The Divine Triangle. Faith Giovanni, she hints at the main cipher, what we call the most important one, where Chris Paul, or where everything was 56. Again, these, remember toilet paper's 56, just like mind control, just like all-seeing eye, just like coronavirus. Again, they had everybody going out and buying the toilet paper because the news said there might be a shortage because of corona. But yeah, I mean, just if you have a brain, no way is this a coincidence. Joe Biden today, he signs this Juneteenth national holiday, right? This is like a empty symbolism, civil rights, right? And notice it comes on the date with 64 and 44 numerology. And, Joe Biden, name in Gematria in the base ciphers, 64 and 44, right? Civil rights in the most pure cipher is 64. The Civil Rights Act in 64. The only black president, number 44. Barack Hussein Obama, his name's 64. He became 44 in 2008, 44 years after the Civil Rights Act of 64. He ran on hope, which equals 64 and 44. So now you have Joe Biden, who was the vice president to him, who has the same numbers, on the 44-64 date, signing this legislation to remember the day that the slaves were freed. And that happened for the first time in Texas, June 19th, 1865, which was 156 years ago. And the Senate just passed this bill on 15/6, like 156, just days before the 156th anniversary. And again, it's just all ritual by the numbers, undeniably. And notice also, when the House passed the bill the day after the Senate, there were 14 dissenting votes, right? This has to do with slavery. The word slave is 14. See how slave is 59 and 76? Remember, the word Negro was 59 and 76. So was blues. So was Rasta. Remember, Obama's Secret Service name was Renegade 59, and his name Barack Obama is 76. Acts 7:6, about the 400 years of mistreatment, slavery. Acts, the 44th book of the Bible. Obama, number 44, put out his book, A Promised Land, November 17th, the day leaving 44 days left in the year. And if you write out A Promised Land, it's 59 and 76. Renegade, 59, Secret Service name. Barack Obama, 76. Abraham is 44, A Promised Land relating to Abraham, the Bible. And don't forget Abrahamics 56, like Society of Jesus. Obama won the 56th presidential election. When you write out 3, it's 56. There's 3 Abrahamic religions: Judaism, Christianity, Islam. The word light, 56, light made in the 3rd verse of the Bible, which the Abrahamic religions are based in. And with regards to light being 56 and 79 in Society of Jesus, 3 also that way. Again, all this stuff is cleverly thought out. The real name of Jesus, Yeshua, 79. The 22nd prime, Revelation, 22 chapters about the return of Jesus. Anyhow, all these stories, you guys, all today on the 44-64 date, and it couldn't be more clear why. Remember, African American, outside of the base ciphers, you don't see it here, but remember, African American, important ciphers that we don't talk about that often, septenary and Chaldean. In septenary, African Americans 44. It's also 43 in Chaldean, which is a related cipher. That's important because Obama was number 44, but he was the 43rd person to be president. Just like Trump was number 45, but he was the 44th person to be president. And notice how birther is 44. You know, the whole birther conspiracy that brought them together. But Obama, the reason it's important that he was 43 as well is, remember, he's from the land of Lincoln, and Lincoln's born on the 43rd day of the year. He was the Civil War president. Civil War's 43. Obama gave his acceptance speech November 4th, 2008, a date with 43 numerology in Grant Park, which is 43 in the most pure cipher. Also 56, like he won the 56th election. 137 is important because, White House is 137, government's 137, authority 137. So see this place he gave it. 43, Land of Lincoln, Civil War, 50. Well, you know what? Civil War is actually 43 and 56. Lincoln wrote the letter there'd never be Civil War without the Jesuits. The divide and conquer gang. Really all makes too much sense when you start to think about it, how perfectly it's encoded. But Obama, Grant Park 106. Remember, black is 106 when you run it in verse. Black Lives Matters 106. I Can't Breathe's 106. His book came out 106 days after his birthday. Look at this. Obama's birthday is August 4th. Born August 4th in 61. He turned 59 years old this year. Biden won the 59th election shortly after Obama's 59th birthday. Remember, 1 week after his birthday was 59 date numerology, August 11, 2020, 59 weeks after the first Democratic debate on Trump's 59th day of his age, and that was the day they selected Kamala, who turned 56, just in time for the vice presidency. But from Obama's birthday, August 4th, to the day his book came out, November 17th, look at this. August 4th, 2020, to November 17th, that's the day of Promised Land came out. Day leaving 44 days left in the year. It was 105 days later, which is the 14th triangular number. And notice Obama is 14. You see that? And if you count the span of days, it was 105 days after his birthday, which relates to Obama. But it was also his 106th day of his age. And again, a promised land relating to biblical prophecy. Prophecy is 106. Prophecy is also 110 and 52, just like President 110, 52. And something else that's interesting about prophecy is prophecy has the 29 in it, like black. Black 29, 106. And again, just the Acts 7:6, Acts 7:7. Acts 7:6 says a nation will be punished. Well, in Acts 7:6, it talks about the 400 years of mistreatment in a foreign land, and then Acts 7:7 talks about how that nation will be punished after those 400 years. Slavery in America was August of 2019 in Virginia. That was the 400-year mark of slavery in the history books in America. Shortly after that was COVID-19 and the U.S. getting hit the hardest. But United States has that 77, like the American meridian's the 77th, what runs through D.C. So anyway, Truth Seeker, I want to do a longer stream. I'll try to get back on here tonight. I do got to go pick up Sweet Lady. And got to make some dinner too. So I got a few things to do. But I want to do another stream tonight. So I'll probably be on later. I'd say at least a few hours from now. But what I want to show actually is just go back and watch the beginning part of the first video Mark Passio ever uploaded. And just watch that video in light of the things we talk about here. You put it together, it makes the picture very clear. So anyhow, we'll leave it there for now. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure I hit everything before I sign off here. No, I didn't. Sorry, I got to speed up, but I got to pick up Sweet Lady. I just saw the time. I was thinking, I got to get Sweet Lady. Alex Jones, he put out a Bill Gates suicide challenge. And again, he's kind of the face of conspiracy theorists. And no matter what you think about Bill Gates, total scumbag, this is ultimately not good for the conspiracy community, which they're trying to paint this picture of as like dangerous people. There needs to be laws online, something done about these people. Alex Jones, who none of us chose to be our leader. I've never really liked Alex Jones. He is the face of people who research conspiracy. So this headline is not good. But I noticed just the name of it. The Bill Gates Suicide Challenge has Gematria 122 like satanic. Remember, Seattle and San Francisco on the 122nd meridian. San Francisco 122, the city where the Satanic Church was founded. And, as much as I like Mark Passio's work, again, look at Mark Passio's name. 12267, right? Satanic. He might not know this about his own name. It might be organic, but he was recruited into the Satanic Church, which he often talks about. And then he quit it because he realized there was something wrong. But you see how Satanic's 122 and 50? Just like San Francisco. Just like why we liked the Diamondbacks to get swept by the Giants and get their 50th loss of the season is the Giants got to 22 and 9 at home, like 229 the 50th prime, which they did today. Again, these rituals, this knowledge, just allows you to see so many things, how it all comes together. But remember, Bill Gates, they just had the story about his daughter on February 12th, 12/2 up from Seattle, about his daughter getting vaccinated and then jokes about COVID conspiracy theories. But that date, February 12th, can be written 12/2 like 122 or 212 like Seattle, Washington and coronavirus vaccine. But there's just so much. If you missed this story, it was 181 days after Melinda Gates' birthday, the 42nd prime, and I'm sure you know about Bill Gates and vaccines in 42 if you've been around here for any time at all, since I've talked about it 10 gazillion times. But again, just the same old numbers with these people. And again, Alex Jones is down there in Austin, Jesuit town. See if I can, hold on. Austin in all the same ciphers is the same as Jesuit in all 4 base ciphers. Austin and Jesuit. And his birthday on the 42nd day of the year, and InfoWars is 42, and the word war itself is 42, and World War is 42. And again, the Jesuits are a military order, and they're responsible for history as we understand it, and a whole lot more. But Alex Jones, part of the information wars, putting out a lot of misinformation, some truth, making us all look crazy. But anyhow, Alex Jones, I pay attention to this little thing he did here. It was 120 days after his birthday, or his 121st day of his age. But something up with that. Again, Alex Jones is controlled by the same thing that Bill Gates is. Anyhow. Also, DMX, who died this year. He put out an album December 22nd, 1998. The NBA season began this year, December 22nd, 2020, 22 years later, and basketball is 22. And this year his funeral was in the stadium the Nets play in, team that became partly owned by Jay-Z, who's on that album on a song called Blackout. And I noticed the album released on a 151 date numerology, a number we've been talking a lot about. Power outage is 151. This is how we identified Valentine's Day as a potential blackout date this year, weeks before it happened, which did happen. Again, a lot of predictive programming with power outages in 151, including the show Revolution, the World Economics Forum's Great Reset. Again, Valentine's Day had that same gematria. And I'm looking at all this stuff right now, just trying to see bigger pictures and what's coming next. And don't forget, this album cover for DMX, they say he got covered in real goat's blood. And a lot of stuff with goats this year. Remember, greatest of all time is abbreviated GOAT for GOAT 43. And DMX, we got the news about him being like a vegetable on 4-3. LL Cool J has the song 4321 that DMX is on, and we got the news about DMX on 4/3/21, like 4321 being like a vegetable. But LL Cool J ends that song saying he's the greatest of all time. Goats 43, again, Channel 43 on Sirius XM is named after him. And again, Brady with the GOAT ritual, age 43 this year, just a whole lot of this. LeBron went in to the playoffs this year with 43 wins, and it left early, maybe in a tribute to Jordan. Maybe that's what they're saying. Jordan's the GOAT, not you. But, LL Cool J. His name in Gematria, 79, just like vegetable. And again, they said DMX was like a vegetable on that day, which was 79 days after LL Cool J's birthday. And of course, Society of Jesus, 79, Murder, 79. But, I'll tell you this, if the Nets lose tonight to the Bucks, Game 7 is in the stadium where DMX's funeral was, and that game will be 56 days after DMX's funeral. Bucks equals 56, Barclays Center 56, and the Nets' next win is 56. But his album came out 22 years to the day of this season, and basketball is 22. So there's definitely something going on there with that. Warrants some more research. And I'd look more into these books, too, that Bill Gates recommended. Lights Out and Under a White Sky. We get the sick joke. But this headline broke on June 14th, 14/6, like 146. If you run it the other way, power outage is 146. 146 forwards, 151 in reverse. He's got the Lights Out book recommended on 14/6 in the national news. And Nadal, 14 days after his birthday, says he's out of Wimbledon. Nadal's 14 in the most pure cipher. Wimbledon's 43, the 14th prime. Again, rituals on top of rituals. I'll try to be back tonight, True Seeker. I got to run. Appreciate all of you. And thanks for the likes and the shares. And support all the other truth seekers in the community. Chigozie was out on the corner yesterday with the megaphone in Ohio. Find Chigozie in Ohio. He needs a crowd with him too. All right, truth seeker. Until next time.